Check this out.
Decisions you have to make in the federal government are not yes and no decisions or as simple as what you're laying out here. What we're evaluating and looking at is how to keep people on our military bases safe while also getting these U.S. citizens, dual citizens, people who are prepared to leave Afghanistan able to leave. At the same time, we don't think we're not going to allow flights that have hundreds of people who we don't know who they are, who haven't been security protocols, where we haven't seen the manifest, to land on U.S. military bases.
Her words, folks, not mine. Hey, man, we got a vetting problem. We don't want to fly the hostages out because we may not know who they are. We're definitely concerned about the vetting. So again, simple principles check, right? She just said it. Vetting's a problem. They're worried about vetting. They are? Because Stephen Miller, former Trump administration official, has an incredible Twitter thread up showing about how the White House doesn't give a damn about vetting at all. The White House doesn't want to evacuate these people, the hostages they left behind, because most of these people are getting out via private charter. And the White House is embarrassed that they left people behind. And those people they left behind are being rescued by private citizens. The government gave them the double barrel and said, we're not going to do a damn thing. That's why they don't want him out. They don't give a damn, this Biden administration, about the hostages they left behind. Don't really sit down in the corner if you have an opinion otherwise. Your opinion is not valid here. The facts conflict with your opinion. They left these people behind. They're doing everything they can to prevent them from getting out of country and using excuses like vetting. Vetting? Well, Stephen Miller pointed out, why don't you give a little look at the new continuing resolution, the government funding mechanism? And Joe Biden, the administration, has made some demands. So just to be clear, there's a budget resolution coming. And the Biden administration said, hey, we would like these riders to be included. Remember, they're concerned about vetting, folks. Really, as Stephen Miller points out in tweet number 1, it's a long thread. I encourage you to read. I'll put 4 of them up. He says, well, in the next section of these CR riders, right, they eliminate every statutory vetting process and every legal qualification for these Afghans coming over here by declaring the sole standard to be whatever Mr. Open Borders, our DHS Secretary Mayorkas, rubber stamps via the misnamed Operation Allies Welcome. By the way, as Miller notes, there's zero requirement to be an ally. So just to be clear, American citizens are not allowed to leave a terrorist hot zone in Afghanistan who the Biden administration abandoned behind enemy lines. They're not allowed to leave because they're worried about vetting. But Afghans who come here, we have no idea if they're allies or not. None. Translators, fought with it, no idea at all. The Biden administration, for them, has pretty much waived all practical vetting requirements and made the vetting requirements basically whatever the DHS says. The DHS wrote in there, or equivalent background checks, meaning whatever they say it is. So vetting for U.S. citizens trying to get out, big deal. Vetting for Afghans coming here, no, it's what we say it is. Oh, it gets worse. Stephen Miller. Here's a second tweet. Well, it's actually 4 on his thing, but I only took 4. He says all legal restrictions on welfare and public benefits are being waived, allowing every unauthorized Afghan national to access cash welfare, food stamps, Medicaid, public housing, etc. This off-the-books spending, Congress doesn't appropriate the money. It's simply drawn from the Treasury. Look at this. He has the picture of the bill in case you doubt any of this. Look at all of the benefits you get. And notice the part. Notice section 2. These Afghan nationals, we have no idea who they are. They helped us, didn't help us, worked against us. We have no idea because Mayorkas gets to say who they are. That they are, quote, considered to be in lawful status for the purpose of eligibility for licenses or identification. Just considered to be in lawful status. Whether you're in lawful status is irrelevant. You're just considered to be. Get it? Who knows? Who knows? Certainly on a path to citizenship, he asked if they could vote. Certainly on a path to citizenship. You believe this? American hostages behind enemy lines, double-barreled. You stay there. Vetting, big party. Afghan nationals coming over? Yeah, don't worry about it. Vetting thing. Mayorkas just says you're vetted. Don't worry. And by the way, we'll give you a lot of bennies too. Gets better. And by better, I mean worse. Here's tweet number 3 here. The key section in this CR here. 1 year after arrival, Afghan nationals will be given permanent residence, green card. There you go, green cards by Mayorkas, which means rapid path to citizenship and chain migration. No need to meet any legal definition of an SIV, asylum seeker, a refugee, or an ally, or any legal standard at all. Look at this. Secretary of Homeland Security, this is the bill, may adjust the status of an Afghan national described in subsection A whose parole has not been terminated to that of an individual lawfully admitted for permanent residence, provided the Afghan national, here's the only condition, has been president of the United States for at least 1 year. Isn't that nice? American hostage behind enemy lines. Don't you dare get on that charter. We are not letting you out of the country. We're not sure we can vet you. Afghan nationals, come on in. Are you being vetted? Hell no. Mayorkas said you were vetted, so you're vetted. By the way, here are a portfolio of taxpayer-funded benefits. And also, if you stay here for a year, because we won't kick you out, after a year, by the way, you're on the fast path to citizenship. Maybe, I have an idea. The American citizens being held hostage in Afghanistan, renounce your citizenship tomorrow, claim you're part of the Taliban, and then you'll be expedited back in the United States, and you'll get government benefits too. What a deal. What a dealio. What a deal. Right? Right? Total slap in the face to people who came over here legally. Like my wife. Are you anyone in your family immigrants? Guy, I never asked you that. You have any legal immigrants in your family? Guy's like, yeah, me. I never asked because unlike leftists, I'm not a xenophobe. I'm serious. I never asked the guy. That's good to know. Welcome to America, buddy. We love you. My wife, too. We got a lot of legal immigrants in the house. Really, what a kick in the... Can I say it? What a kick in the nuts for that. I'm sorry. Pardon the language. Why do it the right way? Wait, just renounce your citizenship if you're a hostage in Afghanistan. You come right over. Here's the last one. It's Stephen Miller says, that wasn't radical enough. You're like, wait, there's more? Yes, there's more. The budget plan further authorizes Mayorkas, the DHS secretary, to waive almost any ground of admissibility into the United States. In other words, even if an Afghan national is explicitly barred from admission by law, they could be made a permanent resident. So you've got something on your record that bars you from being a citizen for the United States. It doesn't matter. Here it is right there from the bill. Waiver of certain grounds of admissibility. It says that the secretary may waive any applicable provision of this immigration law on a case-by-case basis for humanitarian purposes to assure family unity or when it's otherwise in the public interest. In other words, whatever he says. How much longer are we going to put up with this garbage? Folks, please, if you haven't voted yet in this California recall, it is the first chance. We've also, in one race I have not spoken about enough, I'm going to bring up now, it is critical. Also, the Virginia governor's race. The Virginia governor's race is happening. It's an off-cycle election. Folks, you got to vote Youngkin in Virginia, the Republican. Terry McAuliffe is a Clintonista disaster, a corruptocrat at its worst. Please, if we can win this recall and win in Virginia, it would send shockwaves through the political system. We have got to get rid of these buffoons. So just one more time, principles check, okay? Media covers a black candidate assaulted by an obvious racist. Nah, we're not going to cover any of that. No way. It was Democrats. So you have no principles at all. So just shut your mouths. And then principles check number 2. Psaki's very worried about the vetting for American citizens coming here, but not worried vetting at all if you're an Afghan national. Come right on in. We'll waive all that stuff. Give you bennies too. Sounds legit?